Okay, testing. 1 2 3 1 2 3. All right, I think we're good to go. So, yeah, ladies, gentlemen, people who choose to identify as neither, gentle individuals, let me know if that's cool with you. Yeah, welcome to the first ever episode of the That's Essentially It podcast. Crazy that I'm doing this, I know. Also, is it like insane that I have a light on and then also a candle? Yeah, but at the same time, there is a chance that it's gonna get dark really soon, so I did not want to risk it, so we'll have to see. I act like I can't just like change the lighting. That's kind of weird. Anyways, but I did make tea in this very sick mug. I hope it's not backwards. If it is, I'm just gonna, it says enjoy your delicious tea. We're not gonna talk about how much I paid for that. That is irrelevant for all of you, okay? For myself included, okay? We're not gonna talk about her. But yeah, this is the first episode. I am recording this currently on Sunday, 30th of November, 2025. Acting like y'all don't know what the fucking year is. When will this come out? I have no clue. It fully depends on mainly my editing, because we're not going to talk about her. But additionally, I'm also recording this before I even have made the actual intro for the podcast. So I am hoping the future dream will have a decent enough outro that doesn't make me want to rip my own hairs out. But outro, intro, Jesus, I can't speak. We're already getting off to a really good start, by the way. But we'll see. It all depends on that. Plus, if I'm lazy enough, we'll see. We'll find out. Everything is a matter of my procrastination, I guess. I have no idea what I'm going to title this yet, but we'll find out. Everything is a matter of, again, my procrastination. But yeah, so this might be the first ever podcast where I actually have shit to talk about. I have made notes, surprisingly. I know, that's crazy. Will I stick to those notes? Maybe. Maybe not. I have no clue yet. And also, I have a feeling like this is too loud. This is also, I'm realizing, this is like a fucking fire hazard. It's like what I'm realizing, because like the candle, but it's fine. We'll make work with it. It's completely fine. Oh god, dude. I made this tea mainly not even because of aesthetic purposes. Yeah, girl still has her tonsils in, so ripe old age of 21 and I still have tonsils. We're gonna ignore that, but my tonsils have been like acting up recently, and that's why I felt the need to make tea. So plus it just looks a lot, it looks a lot more serious than it might actually is, so keep that in mind. But yeah, as I said, this might be one of the few podcasts that you might watch where the host actually has a list of what they want to talk about, but if they're actually going to stick to said topics, it's a matter of if they forget about it or not, I guess. I don't know. Anyways, but before we actually get started, girls, individuals, the way I tested this mic, because I am an ASMR lover at heart, so of course I had to do ASMR on it. So dude, I was very tempted to like actually make this like an ASMR. Imagine if I had just like made an ASMR podcast. It's actually kind of crazy. It's not. It's but legit, that's how I tested the mic. She is unique in her own matters, okay? I'm not gonna hate on her. Anyways, so what else? Yeah, I'm just gonna like get started with some like random stories that like happened to me recently. So yeah. Also, did I do my makeup just for the first episode? Yeah, I did. Will you ever see me with makeup again? Maybe, maybe not. I just realized like one of my neighbors across the building is probably staring at me, but it's perfectly fine. So, getting started on like the shit that I've like experienced the past few-ish weeks or so, I guess. Random shit about me. Like, I'm that type of person who like most of the time just does shit for the plot. Most of the time, not all the time. If it's like a safety issue, I'm not gonna do that because obviously, right? Dude, I also can't tell if like this is good lighting or bad lighting. I think I'll figure it out later, guys. I'm sorry. You're just gonna like have to deal with me just like talking to myself a little bit, because that's what I usually do. And that's technically what I'm doing right now. Dude, get to the stories. Okay, but what essentially escalated this whole situation, or like not escalated, started it more or less, was I received, or not I'm not that insanely special, unfortunately, but I received, why do I say I? Like the students from our uni and stuff like that, we received like a collective email that essentially like promoted like an art exhibition thing, and me being me, I was like, okay, art exhibition, what is like fancy and shit, that's probably like wine, right? So I fully wanted to go there, obviously, because I like art, I am an art kid at heart, but like, did I go there in the hopes of getting free wine? Yeah, I obviously did, because it's me, right? But anyways, I got like ready for it, I got dressed for it, everything, and then I went, and spoiler alert, the fucking, either the people running the exhibition or like the city that like sent out the fucking institution or whatever that sent around that round email, they got the dates wrong. So actually the opening was last night, like the day beforehand, right? So I was like, okay, cool, found out in the randomest way. But also the thing is, when I hit there and I was like legit walked, it was like, I'll put a picture on screen if you're like watching the actual video of it, but like, I live in a place called Tubing, right? And there's like this fucking fortress castle area here, right? And that is usually where all of these like fancy events are being held at, usually, right? I mean, is it really fancy? You can argue about that, but like, I live relatively close to that, thank God, but like, girl, I had to like climb. I had to like fucking walk a shit ton, like just up, right? And I did that. And then all of a sudden, I just like overhear these two dudes talking in English. I was like, okay, these are like the fucking guys I'm going to ask if like something goes wrong or I can't find the place, because I don't know what it is. I just have that happen whenever I hear like two people speaking in English. I'm just like, okay, they're a trustworthy source who are definitely not going to kidnap me if I ask them, you know. Anyways, but I kind of just like put that fact aside, you know, in my brain at least. And then I like, as I said, I walked around, couldn't find the entrance, because shocker, there was no entrance. It happened a day ago. Anyways, so like I went downstairs, I walked to the fucking dudes, and then I was like, oh, like, hi, I'm sorry to like interrupt whatever you were talking about, but like I can't find this area. Like, can you like tell me, like, are you also here for it? And then I said, no, like, we're unfortunately not here for that. We're kind of just, like, walking around and stuff before a dinner reservation and stuff. And, yeah, they were, like, I was like, okay, like, that's fine. It's perfectly fine. And then one of the guys was just like, oh, like, don't worry. Like, we still have some time on our hands. Like, we can gladly help you find the fucking place. I was like, oh, my God, that's so nice of you. Thank you. But, like, to be complete, here's the thing. This is just me stating my own opinion. But also, I hope this doesn't come across really strangely, but I have this theory of mine that I definitely walked, or like not walked into, but like I definitely kind of crashed their little date. I definitely feel like I accidentally interrupted the date of a very nice gay couple, but like they didn't explicitly tell me that they were gay, but I just like had a feeling. I just had a little feeling that they were a little bit more than friends. I mean, who knows? Again, this is just my observation, guys. Please, observation? What am I talking about? But, like, this is just my own opinion. If it actually was or not, I have no clue. Maybe if they fucking see this, if one of the guys is just like, hey, yo, what the fuck, bro? I have to, like, edit that in or some shit. But, like, that's just my observation again, right? So, like, these two lovely dudes just, like, helped me find the fucking place. And then one of them, all of a sudden, like, gets really hyped for it. He was like an American, and that's why they actually were speaking English. The fucking German dude tells me later on, because he asked me like, oh, are you actually like a student here? And I was like, yeah, I am. And then he said, oh, so he says it's in German, but he's like, oh, so like you're German, right? And I was like, yeah. But I feel like the way that I said it just came across like really arrogant, because I just was like, yeah, of course I am, dude. You know what I mean? So dude, I don't know what possessed me that day. I think I was just frustrated with not finding the fucking place. Anyways, but we kind of got to talking, and the American dude got really pumped for this exhibition and stuff, and he was like also looking just for like his own entertainment, which I kind of found kind of cute. And yeah, spoiler, as I said, we found out that it happened the day before, so no free wine, unfortunately. I'm sorry for myself that I got ready and stuff. with the fucking full B on. Dude, the saddest part, my makeup looked great too. That's the fucking part. Anyways, but that's kind of that. And what essentially went on afterwards is that the three of us kind of just like went out to like the fucking, we were still there like at the entrance, but like the main entrance of like this fortress thing, right? And we kind of just got to talking. We made like some small talk and stuff. I would say small talk, but at the same time it was like a full-blown conversation, because I think in total we talked for like, I want to say like around about an hour. Like we talked for like a decent chunk of time, you know what I mean? But yeah, so that's kind of what happened and stuff. We had a grand old time, right? I made them laugh quite a lot because I am hilarious. Obviously I am. And dude, I must say, dude, one thing that like just not just boosts my ego, but like I feel like there's just something about like making two guys laugh that you've like especially never met before, they don't know you personally, but like but also just like making two dudes laugh. Dude, when I tell you, I have never felt so manly in my life than in that fucking moment. I felt like two fucking giant nutsacks just fucking develop. It was just, dude, the ego boost. I'm telling you, it was so incredible. But yeah, kind of just like, I made them laugh because it's whatever. Just made two strangers laugh. And then, like I said, one of the guys did say, oh, like, we actually kind of have to go, but like, it was very lovely meeting you. But obviously, we had to walk down the fucking same way because I fucking unfortunately can't teleport yet. And then we kind of continued talking and whatnot, and the guy told me what they were kind of like talking about before I like walked up to them. And yeah, it was just, at one point I feel like this is also where we're slowly, I feel like there was like certain like crumbles that they were like kind of gay, but again, just my opinion, but like, you know what I mean? It was kind of, I was just like, okay, I see where y'all are going. And like, this part is like also kind of what I meant by that is the fact that I asked the two of them like, oh, like where did you guys actually meet? And I think one of them was just like, oh, like we actually like met in something, I think it was like a certain event or whatever in like Munich or München, right? And I was just like, oh, that's sick. And then, but like from my peripheral vision, I don't know if I'm just making it up, dude. I might just be, I don't know. But like from my peripheral vision, I kind of could see that both of them were kind of like slyly looking at each other. And then they also said like, oh, like we met through acquaintances. I was like, okay, I see you. I'm kind of picking up what y'all are putting down. I get it. Y'all can gladly be fruity. I will support. Your girl has to be allies, right? Like, I understand fully. I get it, what you mean. I get it. I understand. And again, I obviously didn't say anything because, like, right, why would I? But that was kind of that. And I was like, yeah, okay, that's actually pretty cool and whatnot. And we, like, continued talking. And then, like, what the fuck did one of the guys ask me? I think he... Also, I love, by the way, I'm saying, like, oh, one of the guys... I was, like, essentially talking to, like, the fucking tall German dude, like, for most of the time. I don't know why. I don't know if the American guy was just, like, scared to talk to me or what it was, but, like, I just, like, whenever I say, oh, one of the guys, it's usually him. Like, I will probably preface... I should preface that. But, yeah, moving on. We talked for, like, a decent amount of time, and I kind of made a joke. I was just like, oh, like, it's actually surprising that y'all were actually talking about something, like, intellectual, because it was, like, science-y based, and I am not a science girl. We all have established this. But, like, I just am not, girl. Like, trust me, I very much failed my fucking final in biology. I know what I'm talking about, or actually, I don't. This is fucking wrong. But that was kind of that. Dude, the fucking glare from my glasses low-key pissing me off. I might have to change that soon. But yeah, I kind of made a joke. I was like, oh, like, kind of interesting how, like, guys talk and, like, or that you guys actually talked to each other about, like, something kind of intellectual, because, like, I actually meant what I said. Like, when there's just something whenever I see, like, two dudes talk, even if I don't know them, whatever, I just automatically assume it's, like, football related or something. Is that problematic? Girl, probably, I don't know. Like, feel free, you guys, to, like, let me know how problematic I am and how much I belong in the kitchen. Y'all can gladly tell me that. But, he kind of, like, laughed, or actually both of them laughed, because, again, I'm fucking hilarious. We've established this. And he kind of was just like, oh, like, it sounds like you don't really know that many, like, intellectual, like, or like smart men, and I was just like, yeah, that actually is the case, dude. I don't. That's the fucking issue. And then I kind of like dropped a random ass story like a random date story that I went on with a guy one time, when that is a whole ass different can of worms. We're not gonna get into that in this episode, but yeah, and I was just like, oh, like, whatever. And like he started giving me tips, and I like a girlfriend of mine also said, you know, like if he actually like was straight, dude, I'm so like tempted to lower this light. Is this better lighting, guys? Is this actually insane lighting? Hold on. Pausing mid-story to fix my fucking lighting. I think that's actually better. I don't know. Is this crazy? Dude, I just am like afraid to give Flashback Mary, oh my god, when I'm like editing this, so. Is this better? No, is this kind of. That is so fucking bright, dude. We have to see. I think I'm just gonna like see how. I'm just like scared that it's not gonna like look nice in the recording, and I'm just gonna be like, Flashback Mary mode. God, that's so actually insane. I'm just gonna keep it like this. I think this is better. Where was I? Oh, but yeah, that's just like a thing that I have where I just assume guys talk about football all the time, I guess. And then he kind of gave me dating tips, and that's what I meant I can't speak already. A girlfriend of mine was like, oh, like realistically speaking, would a straight guy give you like dating tips? Which is valid. It's a valid point, right? But like again, I am not assuming this like these dudes were on an actual date. It's just all of the signs were pointing to that. That's all I just want to say. But who knows? Maybe they were on a very, very straight-ish date. I have no clue. But what else? Yeah, he just like gave me dating tips and stuff, and I was like, oh, that's sick, bro. Thank you. And this is random guys that I've never met in my life. And what else? Like I said, we like kept walking. Girl, that's the fucking problem, right? The conversation was going really, really fucking well. Like too well for like two people I just met. And yeah, kind of, that was essentially that. And like, that was the point where he's like, you know, like actually this is like where we kind of have to go, right? But like because our restaurant is actually the other way. But it was like lovely meeting you. And then he said, you know, I'm probably still going to like be around here for like a bit longer, so like if you ever like see me out and about with like headphones and I'm probably listening to a podcast, like don't be shy to approach me. And then I kind of like interrupted him, and I was just like, oh, like thank you for saying that, but realistically speaking, the three of us, or at least the two of you, are never gonna see me again. Like we're never even gonna like bump into each other ever again, even if we live in the same area. So like you can just be brutally honest, dude. Like I will not be offended by that. But yeah, both of them laughed again, because again, I am fucking hilarious. I know I should consider doing stand-up. And what else? Like I said, dude, I did like ask them like if they have any like social media, Instagram, or I think I jokingly said, oh, I also accept LinkedIn's. And both of them were kind of just like, yeah, no, we're not really on social media. And like I said, it didn't look like they were uncomfortable per se, but like I could definitely, because otherwise they could have just left. They could have just left me after like helping me or whatever, or just not helped me, you know what I mean? They weren't uncomfortable, I'm decently sure, but like you could tell in their eyes that they really had to go to their reservation. So obviously they couldn't really say. I'm not denying that they don't have social media, because that obviously could be the case. But because both of them looked like they were pretty decently into their careers and stuff like that. But yeah, I did, after I saw that look in both of their eyes, I just like didn't want to push it and stuff, so I kind of just let them be. I kind of let them go. And like I said, I thanked them again for a very nice conversation and like things like that. And yeah, kind of insane. Like I've also had something similar where I like walked out of a conversation like that where I didn't know the guys' names and stuff, but like this time I actually knew their names. Obviously I'm not sharing that for privacy reasons, but kind of sad, dude. It's actually kind of insane how I don't even have like numbers or something, but like I think there's just like, it's an instance where certain people are just there for like a very temporary part of your life. In my case it was an hour, right? But like hands down probably the funnest hour that I've had in a home, and I'm telling you. And yeah, that's more or less it. And dude, I honestly just wish them the best, because like, dude, they were so entertaining to talk to. Like genuinely, I had a great all the time, as I'm saying. Like not a second was like awkwardly filled with silence. I'm not even like exaggerating. But yeah, if those dudes, as I said, are like randomly watching this or listening to this, guys, and they remember me for some random reason, guys, I'm very much open to hang out with you again. I'm just y'all are so cool. Like, please, like, hit my line fucking straight up. Please. Please, just like hit my line, please. No, but like, seriously, dude, like, I would, if they randomly, like, one of them slides in my DMs and just like, hey, yo, like, can we hang out again, girl? I'm dropping everything. And that's also, like, that's the problem. Like, if I meet cool people, I will probably do that. That's the fucking issue with me. When they mention dinner date, maybe it's, like, egotistical of me, but, like, for 2 milliseconds at least, like, for 2 split seconds, I was genuinely, unironically convinced that I was going to, like, go on a fucking dinner date. Not a dinner date, but like go out for dinner with these 2 fucking dudes that are most certainly on a fucking date, right? Of course that didn't happen, because why would it? But like, girl, I guess that's just like how my brain is wired. Something like that, something random like that just happens to me once, and I'm immediately like, okay, this is like the norm now. Like, this is always gonna happen to me. Of course it is. Why wouldn't it? But like, obviously didn't do it. Would be very, honestly, would have been even more strange if the guys would just be like, you know what, we're like on a date, it's like our 2nd anniversary or some shit, but you could just tag along, it's fine, right? But like, yeah, I think that was just that story. That's the gist of that story. But dude, it is random as fuck. It's, again, not the craziest shit that I've experienced somehow. I think that's sadder, honestly, that I'm saying that, but like, dude, I don't know. It was just so much. I miss them. Again, guys, if you're watching this, if those 2 dudes are for some reason listening or watching this, please, like, hit me up somehow. Send me a carrier pigeon. Send me anything, and I will gladly respond to you. Like, please, I need to hang out with you again. You guys were so much fun to, like, talk to. Y'all were a blast. I'm being very honest. Cool. Okay. So, what else? Anyway, so aside from my fucking dumbass existence now. Oh, wait, I have one more story. I have one more thing to tell. It's like a very dumbass story that like happened to me. It didn't happen to me, unfortunately, because I couldn't buy it. But like, it pissed me off low-key for like 5 minutes, and then honestly, it's kind of funny to me. But one day when I was like scrolling on Vinted, I'll put the picture of this shirt somewhere on the screen again, but like, there was this like fucking random ass like printed t-shirt, and like the fucking picture on the front, it is hands down, it's like so fucking, it's right up my alley for some reason in terms of humor. And dude, I fucking regret not having like latched onto the opportunity sooner. But the fucking, again, I'll put it on the screen, but like the shirts like had a picture of a fucking unicorn wearing like sunglasses, and it's like, I don't think it was at the top, but like the bottom text mainly read like, here for the gangbang or something. Bro, when I tell you, I have never fell in love with a shirt like I did in that moment. I was like, okay, I need to buy the shirt. So I like liked it, so like, okay, like saved it on Vinted, and I was gonna like get back to it later, because I was, again, in the gym with that girlfriend of mine, and then I like told her about it. She laughed, because again, I'm fucking hilarious. And then I showed her the fucking t-shirt, guys, and what the fuck do I see? Sold. Someone bought that shirt before me. And bro, let me tell you, dude, if the person who bought that shirt from me and stole it, technically speaking, like is watching or listening to this, please just give the shirt to me. She is gonna be in like great hands, I promise you. Like, I need, please guys, I need that fucking shirt. Like, I would have unironically worn that, not just like at home, I would have worn that shit to the gym, like with so much like confidence and just me being proud. I would have done the shit that I would have done for that shirt is crazy, bro. And the fact that someone, dude, that pissed me off. I'm being very honest. I like almost broke down in the middle of the gym. Like, I was that devastated. Anyways, back to like the random like other topics and stuff that I actually have written down that are probably more relevant to y'all than like my fucking life stories. I don't know. But this is something actually that I have like kind of been aware of for like a hot minute, and I'm obviously not the only one, because why would I be? But like, it's the fucking, I think I labeled it like TikTok POVs or some shit. And what I mean by POVs is just like we'll watch some right now, but like it's the fucking type of POVs that are just like, I think most of them are satire, but they're also based on like actually legit ones. And one of them, it's so random. It's like a fucking, you know, that slideshow feature, like carousel feature, whatever on that TikTok has. It'll be that, but like the most random shit ever. Like I think the first page would be like, oh, she bought a laptop, and then the next fucking thing slide is like, only she realized that her enemy like was reincarnated as a laptop and like actually pretends to be one to gain her love or whatever. Like, bro, sorry again, I'm very gassy today, but fuck, that is hilarious. That is fucking hilarious, and I'll obviously like put it on screen and whatnot, but like, and it's like, I will probably have to like do something with the fucking sound because most of the music on here is copyrighted, because of course it fucking is. But or I might just sing it, dude. I don't know what I'll do yet regarding editing. I have to stop saying that because of course I don't know. But yeah, I have like saved a couple, and it did. Oh god, one of them deleted it. No, guys, please. And most of these are like satire, and they're like based on those like actual POVs and stuff. I might like look at those anyways, but like we'll see. I think I'm just gonna like go through the ones that like find relevant. I could go through. I didn't say that many. There's actually, okay, we're just gonna go through these because these are like so funny. Okay, so, dude, okay, I'm gonna put them like somewhere on the screen and we're gonna just like watch them together. This one is, she touched grass only to find out it's her ex pretending to be grass, right? Like, this is the shit that we're dealing with. She pisses only to find out it was her crush climbing up her uterus pretending to be the piss. Guys, dude, I think that one might just be one of like the most disgusting ones that I've read. Again, these are for the most part satire, but like, dude, the comment says urine doesn't even come from the uterus. Dude, it keeps getting worse. Guys, I'm telling you, these are like, they are entertaining, but like, holy shit, dude. Obviously, like the actual ones from BookTok are so much funnier. Like the unironic ones. It's the unironicness of it that like is funny. So like when it's like satire, it can be really funny, but like at the same time, it's not like something where I'm just like, okay, this is like the funniest thing that I've ever seen, you know what I mean? But yeah, it's gonna just be me playing with the lighting again. Now we're staying like this. If it's bright, guys, I'm so sorry, y'all. I just have to deal with it for the rest of today's episode because it's getting dark outside, because it is, holy shit, it's almost 5. That's crazy. But yeah, so that is that. Honestly, dude, with the piss one, dude. She pisses only to find out it was her crush climbing up her uterus pretending to be the piss. Imagine explaining that particular, like, sentence or phrase. Like, imagine explaining that sentence to, like, a Victorian child who's, like, dying from a random-ass disease at the age of 3. Like, imagine explaining them that and be like, oh my god, guys, like, look at this funny fucking TikTok, and they're like, what's a TikTok? And then that's like their first impression of a TikTok. That is crazy. Like, that is, honestly, sometimes I like see shit like this, and like it just like makes me like not appreciate it, honestly. It just like makes me second guess human existence, because I'm just like, okay, so like you're trying to tell me that like we evolved so much, like we evolved from like such a long ass time, we survived so many different creatures who are now extinct, and this is the type of shit that we do now. Crazy, right? But again, that is like one thing. I find that shit very funny, but like I think for like a different episode I might like whip out the actual like unironic ones, because in my opinion those are funnier. This next one of the fucking slideshow ones, I act like you can see this shit, but like the next one is just she goons only to find out her ex-boyfriend was pretending to be her put. Girl, that, I think that's like entering like the same, to I almost said tutorial, the same territory as like body horror. Like, imagine, that would actually be a really sick horror movie. I watch horror movies, but you know what I mean? That's crazy. Dude, this next one is also so like out of pocket. It says, she is born, and then the next one says, only to find out her CEO crush was pretending to give birth to her. So that's like incest? Like, does that mean that the CEO is like her mom? But like, it can't be her mom because actually, dude, who knows? Honestly, I might believe it. Like, telling you, some of these are like, I think the specificness of like the satire ones are like the funny parts of it. We are gonna get into the YM POVs. I just like am discovering the actually funny ones that I'm like saving. Anyways, but this one says she's about to do an exam. Also do an exam. Maybe that might be right. I'm just gonna shut up. And the next slide says only to find out her crush is her chair, and so she uses the texture of the chair as braille to pass her exams. Dude, I can't. Like, imagine being like an examiner or like a fucking teacher or something, and that's the shit that you see. But like, it's just, you know what I mean? This is like what I say when it's like, whenever I would say like, oh, it's like borderline like body horror territory, because it is. Like, what do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean? Her crush is the chair, and she uses the texture of the chair as braille to pass the exams. How the fuck does said crush know the answers to the exam? And girl, the funniest thing, like, imagine just like using that as like a cheating technique or whatever, and then you still fail, girl. Pack it up, right? Like, that's like funny, but also just like, again, terrifying. You know what I mean? That's actually crazy, dude. I don't even know what to say. Hold up, it's just like the Cynthia Erivo meme. Oh my god, it's not this. This makes me feel like, oh my god, those like fucking dumbass TikTok dudes that were just like thirst trap, but just do this. Girl, I think most people will remember it because it was like during or a little bit after lockdown, but that's like weird. No, please miss me with that. I can't. Okay, what else? We have to get to these. Like, some of these are just like whatever. Okay, I found the fucking YM POV. So topic switch now, okay? But like, this is, I think I categorized the next part that I'm going to talk about in this similar lane because it kind of is that, and it's the fucking YN POVs. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to put it on screen. If you don't know what that is, it's essentially like, I mean, most people obviously know like who YN is, right? YN is like the fucking character that you're supposed to like insert yourself into whilst reading a fan fiction, right? So that's like kind of obvious, but like, I don't know where this kind of came from, but like, as of like for the past few weeks, or like from my eyes it was weeks, but like realistically it's probably been months, and I'm just insanely late to it, which is very likely. People have like created this like, I guess, OC of like YN and like actually making it like a real character. So like the fucking POVs are just like the POVs that they make of her, or like sometimes it's considered it, girl, I don't know. It's so funny. It's the most random shit you'll see. Again, we're just gonna like, so I did save some. I didn't save all of it, unfortunately, but like I saved the ones that like are interested enough, and I hope that enough time will pass so you will actually see my semi-life reaction to them. But like I said, I probably will have to mute it. I have to see in editing, but we'll see. I don't know, but I did save some. It's fucking hilarious, some of them to me, but we'll see. Dude, the fucking like picture of, oh god, I forgot where that fucking character's from. That is so funny. Holy shit. Also, some of these are like really well drawn, and it's actually kind of concerning, but like, dude, it's so funny. It's just so funny. Anyways, so it begins with when YN is so small and fragile, she keeps passing out, so you pull her up, and then then you feel the CEO breathing down you, like touch her, and you die. That's so funny, dude. Also, I love how I like keep laughing at these, like I didn't pick it up myself, but like, girl, that is so fucking funny. But like, that's essentially like the premise, you know what I mean? Like, that's kind of a common theme that you will see a lot with these sorts of videos. It's just like YN having like gigantic ass, like fucking melon sized like mommy milkers, and then like just like being all cute and petite and shit, and then like she just has like a CEO boyfriend, husband, whatever the fuck their status is, just like protect her with all her might, with all their might. I don't fucking know. I don't know if we actually have established pronouns for these two characters, but it's usually, I think it's emphasized that YN is like a girly girl, and like the fucking CEO character is like just a very weird dude that happens to be a CEO dude, I'm sure you just heard my knee crack. I'm so sorry. I unfortunately can't edit that out either, so you will just have to hear that very crisp sound on my knee cracking. So, yeah, that's that. But anyways, but dude, it's such cool animation the animation is so cool, which like makes the entire thing, I think, low-key so funny. Someone needs to like animate that. Someone needs to make like, bro, I just realized, like, guys, please, I know, here's the thing, like, people are doing this type of trend, right? They're so fucking talented and creative with their ways and stuff. Like, bro, guys, if any fucking programmers want to do this, like, please make like a little, not even a little, like an indie horror game with this premise. I would unironically play it. And I hate playing horror games and horror movies, legit. Or just like a movie. Just make this into a movie. Like, you know what? Fuck the fucking thing I just said 2 seconds ago. Just like turn this into a movie. No, but like unironically, that would be fire. Like, I'm being very honest. Like a fucking YNXCEO horror game where, you know, you're the fucking random ass like side character protagonist, just like having to like survive. It's like a Five Nights at Freddy's like premise of it, and you just have to like survive YN, or like specifically the CEO. Girl, that would actually be fire. Like, if any one of y'all make that, or maybe it's out, please give me like at least 10% of your like income, or like that you might generate from that. I'm just gonna be like Russell Hartley, just allegedly takes money from OF creators. But yeah, guys, please give me some credit if you plan on doing that, because I would very much appreciate that, because I think that's a very cool premise. Like, genuinely, I would genuinely like promote that shit. I'm not even exaggerating. Moving on. Anyways, next one. Dude, oh my god, yeah, this one, honestly, the one that I'm about to show you, I think that was like the thing like that like made me like write this down and like things I wanted to talk about, or like include this particular like side of BookTok YN shit, because like it's just so, when I tell you I gasped when I like initially watched this, I'm being very honest, I was genuinely, dude, it was insane. Anyways, dude, it's just, you know, so I can't even, dude, it's just, sometimes I just like watch shit online that makes me feel bad that I find it funny, you know what I mean? And I feel like this is like one of those. I know I am allowed to laugh, I know I am, it's just, I don't want to, because I don't want to be offensive, but like, bro, what do you mean? Again, for the people who are just like listening from home, it says me when YN, I just forgot, I keep forgetting that, I'm so sorry. But like, the fucking thing on the top, it's text at the top says, me when YN says her knee hurts, so the mafia CEO gives her my wheelchair. Guys, don't, and just the look that they give to the camera, dude, just that. I felt bad for laughing. I know I'm like allowed to laugh, but like I can't. It's just insane. It's so, honest reaction, I'm your coworker. Dude. God, that's so funny. That's so fucking funny. I can't. Okay, so guys, I think that's brought about it regarding that territory. I just like kind of wanted to like watch some with y'all, because like it's so funny. It's too funny, ridiculously speaking. Like I can't even. I just realized I kind of tackled 2 categories in this matter, so I wrote it down separately as well. Oh my god, hi. Fuck, it's me. Yeah, we're actually not done, guys. I have one more that I need to show y'all, because I think this is hands down the most out-of-pocket one that I've seen, and that says a lot. So, here it is, first of all. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. It is exactly what y'all imagine. Did I laugh and gasp at the same time when watching it? Yeah. Yes, I did. But, anyways, just felt like traumatizing y'all even further. Back to me. Yeah, anyways, moving on to like a serious matter. I will have to like look into this, and I will need my iPad for this one. I'm actually gonna quickly put her right here. right? But as y'all know, I feel like it's definitely prominent in the news, so you have heard about it, but like I forgot when this specifically happened, but like a few days ago, I think, roundabout, I think if I remember correctly, like there was like fires ongoing in like Hong Kong and stuff like that. I think like was it like mainly an apartment building? I will definitely have to look it up. But it's just devastating shit, dude. So many people died, obviously, and dude, just after seeing like pictures of it, like it's crazy. It's crazy. I don't really know what caused it to break out, so that's why I'm gonna look at it. But like the reason for that's why I also have my iPad here. So I am kind of prepared, but also not. But the reason why I kind of wanted to talk about it, aside from it obviously like being such an insane tragedy and like so many people like died because of it, and like I also just like want to bring awareness to that. People, specifically K-pop stans, some of them were more upset at the fact that this could entail that Mama was going to get canceled this year. Let me repeat myself. More people were upset at the fact that there was a chance that Mama's, by the way, like a fucking, I think, award show or whatever. They were more upset that there was a slight chance of Mama getting canceled this year than the thousands upon thousands of lives that were lost in the Hong Kong fires. That's all. That's all I wanted to mention. And that's mainly why I'm also like talking about it, aside from like the awareness factor and stuff. But like, I kind of also just like want to talk about it for the sake of talking about it, because it's insane. Of course, why wouldn't I? So like, I'm just gonna like type away on it, and like, because I like also like don't want to get information wrong, right? So like, hold on, give me a second. So like, I give you like decently correct information and whatnot. Okay. Oh, I like how they broke this down for me. But like I said, I'm just gonna like read off what actually happened before we get into the insanity that is fucking some K-pop stans, because that's nothing new, I think, right? So I'm just gonna read out what it says again. I have this article by BBC. You can argue how decent BBC is as a source, but yeah, this article by BBC News that they mainly like go over and stuff like that, and like I'm just gonna like read certain passage off of it because it's obviously important for context wise, but yeah. So what happened at 14:51 local time on Wednesday, a fire broke out at the Wangfu Court apartment complex in Taipo. I'm so sorry guys, if I mispronounced that probably, I'm so sorry. Home to around 4,600 residents. That is insane. That is actually crazy. The fire ripped through the estate for over a day. That is fucking devastating. Before finally being put out at around 10:18 local time this morning. And this morning was, when was this published? 28th of November. So like roundabout from like the time that I'm recording this at, like 2 days ago. That is so fucking crazy. Okay, and then we're just gonna read off what do we know? At least 128 people are now known to have died in the fire, and there are dozens still missing. Jesus fucking Christ. The fire service said that the fire alarms in all 8 blocks were not working effectively after reports from residents that some didn't go off. And then there's like a link to what is known about the fires and stuff like that, or like some like PSA post, I think, about why fires spread quickly and stuff like that. 3 men from a construction firm have been arrested on suspicion of manslaughter, and there's a separate corruption investigation underway. And then, like, yeah, I think the next part is just, like, them investigating and whatnot, and it's crazy, dude. It's insane. Like, that is so fucking... Dude, that fucking picture, too. I need to, like, look at pictures, too, because that is genuinely so heartbreaking. Just, bro, look at... That is so fucking sad. That is so depressing. Oh my fucking days, dude. That is genuinely like... That... Fuck, dude. That is... Whenever I see shit like this, it like... I don't even know what to say. Like, I don't want to be disrespectful about it, but like... honestly, dude, my heart just like goes out to the people that obviously like don't like obviously like either lived in or like know people who lived in that residence and like have lost family members, and like some are obviously is still missing. A lot of them are still missing, and yeah, my heart just goes out because fuck, that's so messed up. You know, like that is crazy. That is insanely heartbreaking. It just like gives me chills every time I like think about it. It's so fucking like insane. And I feel like with a lot of apartment complexes in like Asia in general, but I can imagine obviously places like Hong Kong or China or like whatever, right? They don't really obviously meet most of the time like the required safety measures. You know what I mean? Like like working fire alarms and things like that, you know? And the fact that they just get away with it is like it's so crazy to me. It's like genuinely, it's insane, right? And like I said, here's the thing, a part of me really wants to say like, oh, I am optimistic. I hope like it will like be better in the future and like whatnot, and I just like hope that like we can all be happy, whatever. But like realistically speaking, that's just, I don't think that's gonna get better. I think these sorts of buildings are always gonna be a thing because they're probably like really cheap to make. Not even just cheap to make, like they can obviously probably like bypass safety measures and stuff if they just don't install certain things. It's crazy, dude. Like, again, keeping it realistic, I know it's probably not going to change anytime soon, but like it's absolutely devastating. Like, this is like serious fucking shit that happened. It's not even just like, oh my god, guys, a fire broke out and no one was home. Like, no, dude, like y'all saw the pics. That's crazy. It's so fucking heartbreaking, and I really do hope that the people who have lost their lives just like find peace and stuff like that, and like the families of those people as well, like just like get justice. It's not even just like, oh, they were arrested for whatever, you know what I mean? Like, I really do hope that like shit changes, because it's insane. It's actually kind of insane in my opinion how normalized buildings like that are in a lot of Asian countries, because fucking hell, right? Dude, these fucking pics are so, dude, it's so fucking devastating. But yeah, I just wanted to mention it, just like aside from the fucking making fun of certain K-pop stans that I'm about to do, it is crazy because obviously like it fucking happened in real life, so I obviously feel more inclined to talk about it. And like I said, I really do hope like that the family members and people who lived in that building and just like people who unfortunately lost their lives or family members, they all find peace and justice, and like just my heart goes out to them, dude. My heart seriously goes out to them. That is so fucking messed up. Like, so fucking messed up. I don't even want to like sugarcoat it. I don't want to like make jokes about it. It's crazy. It's insanity, honestly, right? But yeah, that's more or less that. I just kind of like wanted to actively like talk about what like actually happened, and like not say, oh my god, guys, I think it actually happened because this and this, you know what I mean? Like, I actually wanted to give y'all like a definitive source. Well, I mean, again, you could argue how decent BBC News is a source, but right, just wanted to like tell you what actually happened for those who somehow didn't hear about it. But yeah, going back to like making fun of random shit online, there's like, again, the K-pop stans, there were some K-pop stans that were more concerned with like Mama getting canceled than like people finding at least the bodies of their like dead relatives, you know what I mean? That's kind of crazy, actually. Maybe, I don't know if you actually agree with that. Maybe you don't. If in that case, please change, because that's fucking crazy. And yeah, shocker, guys, because shocker, Mama's not getting canceled. Sorry. Mama's not getting canceled, but I think they're gonna like have some issue. I'll put it on screen, but like, hold on. I'm actually currently wondering if it's like easier if I just like look it up online. So like, please excuse me while I whip out my iPad again. But like, that's essentially that. I feel like, dude, I'm like trying my best to not say that's essentially it, but it sounds like that's the name of my podcast now, so that's crazy. But yeah, I'm just gonna like look and see if I can find anything. I'm just gonna like read some of these parts of this article by the Korean Herald. If I'm butchering that, I'm so sorry. Anyways, but they made an article regarding it, so just gonna again read certain parts of it. In the wake of the deadly apartment fire in Hong Kong's Tai Po district, K-pop agencies and artists have joined a wave of donations for victims while simultaneously preparing to attend the 2025 Mnet Asian Music Awards, said to take place Friday and Saturday at Kai Tak Sports Park. I'm so sorry, guys. Roughly 20 kilometers from the disaster site. I hope the donation thing is not the same form of donating that they did, or not that they did, but like that took place during the, what was it, fucking W magazine, like breast cancer awareness event. Because yeah, we all, I think, know how that went down. I think we all found out how much was being donated and just like how it turned out. So I hope they care more, at least this time, which is crazy to say, but still. Anyways, yeah, some fans have criticized the decision to proceed with the event, while some industry watchers have defended the ceremony, which returns to Hong Kong for the first time in 7 years, saying that postponing such an international show with tightly limited travel schedules is nearly impossible. It's not at all. You could just cancel. Like, you could just postpone it. Like, the thing is, we're not even talking about like canceling the entire event. We're talking about postponing it, which is hands down probably one of, in my opinion, but I'm also not a business major, the easiest fucking thing to do. And the thing is, if you would have done that, I feel like you would have gained more like positive support. But what do I know, right? I'm just a person with a decent heart. Again, by the way, I don't know if this actually like did happen or if I'm just making it up, but this video says, Mama Awards stage changes due to the Hong Kong fire. All performances will be silent. All red carpet events will be cancelled. There may be no audience. Red costumes and other items will be changed. Fireworks and fire effects will be cancelled. Songs with lyrics evoking fire will be changed. That's pretty okay. That's honestly, again, the least that they could do regarding the situation, but at least they did that. Right, I would have just postponed it, but cool. But I can actually, I get that, like, with some groups, I guess they can, like, postpone it because they do have busier schedules, but guys, still, you know what I mean? But yeah, unfortunately, I can't find videos of, like, people, like, complaining that the event might get canceled, but, like, that's probably because it's on Twitter, and we all know how insane Twitter is. Not X, we'll not be calling that X because it's Twitter. It's legit Twitter, guys. Like, please get your shit together. It's fucking Twitter. It's not X. I don't give a shit what fucking Elon Muskie is gonna say. It's fucking Twitter. But I just wanted to talk about that particular topic because it's insane. Here's the thing. If I like randomly find certain clips and stuff from like Twitter and that I want to talk about, I will like be inserting it, or you might just see me popping up with the fucking 2 clips in my head whilst editing this. Hi, editing dream here. Yeah, I couldn't find anything. I couldn't find anything. All I could find was just people not making passive aggressive comments per se, but there was also a lot of people that were like saying shit like, oh my god, there's like these insane fires ongoing in like Hong Kong and stuff, and there's like talks that Mama might get canceled. Oh no, but I'm praying for the victims. You know what I mean? It's not passive aggressive, but like it's like bordering that line. You know what I mean? But yeah, unfortunately, that's all I can find. Back to the podcast. There's obviously like a bigger fucking like problematic topic to talk about when you like mention things like that, and that's again mainly like the safety. At least from my perspective, it's mainly like this lack of safety that you find in like Asian apartment buildings and stuff like that, because just like East Asian apartment buildings or complexes are not the only ones. Dude, just like look at fucking the apartments in like a lot of poorer areas, especially of like Slavic countries. Legit, they're falling over. Like, it's not even exaggeration. Like, it's kind of insane to me how like regarding that, it's just like a certain thing that like will most likely never change. And I'm not even gonna like try to be optimistic about it. I could just be like, oh my god, guys, it's gonna change soon, but it's not. It's always gonna stay relatively constant, and it's so fucking depressing, dude, because it's insane to me how like construction companies are like so willing to be like, okay, you know what, we could just like save lives, but we're just not gonna do that. We're just not gonna do that because we actually need money. So who gives a shit if people just die from a fire? It's because we just like forgot to program or like left out smoke detectors sometimes, or just like put in ones that very obviously were broken. You know what I mean? Fuck it. We're not gonna do that. But yeah, again, that's essentially it regarding that particular topic that I wanted to mention. Moving on to, well, it could bring up discussion, but like I just wanted to mention it because I thought that the fucking cover of this book was absolutely insane, and I just wanted to mention it. It's now y'all are gonna get a glimpse into my fucking uni life. Wow, crazy. But I have this particular seminar for like a lecture that's called like cultural studies, and in it you obviously like read a certain book and then like apply the concepts in cultural studies or whatever. But like this week, bro, we talked about a specific, or like analyzed a specific like book cover. It was actually two, but like one of them I just find more relevant because it was just so funny. That just the title was funny as fuck to me, and like we need to talk about it, in my opinion, because so funny, I'm telling you. But hold on, I have to like look it up. I should probably like start preparing these. It's so funny, dude. It's so out of pocket, but like it's just, I think probably one of the most insane titles, and that says a lot. The fucking book that we had to like talk about in the fucking seminar has the title of The Sin Smugglers. Yeah, The Sin Smugglers. Like, dude. And the fucking, hold on, I'm gonna screen record this real quick, because it's like, I obviously haven't read it or anything, but like, it is not only just like so racist, but like it's that combined with like the so like out of pocketness of it that it's just so funny. And then like at the top of this like particular cover, it says lust traders prowled the shadow world of the sin smugglers, and it's apparently by this fucking motherfucker called Tony Calvino. I don't fucking know how to pronounce it, but like, dude, just again, the cover, obviously I'm gonna put it on screen, but like, fucking racism aside, like blatant racism aside, just the fact that, I mean, I was about to say he got away with it, but like, when was it released? I think it was like 1960 something. Give me a sec, I need to find, dude. So obvious that he got away with doing something like that, but like I just kind of like wanted to like show y'all, because it's like, I have rarely seen like such an out of pocket cover art for like a book that has made me like legit start laughing. Like, dude, The Sin Smugglers, like, it's crazy. Again, like obviously blatant racism and like stereotypes and harmful stereotypes aside, like, dude, just calling any book, like legit any book, the fucking Sin Smugglers, that is, like, I need to know how this man came up with that title, bro. It's so funny. Dude, it's actually, oh my god, I'm sorry. Like, that is genuinely, fucking hell, that's so funny. Again, I'm not even really like gonna talk about it in depth. I just like wanted to show y'all because I just find that so fucking funny. And I think I like, to my girlfriend, like the girlfriend of mine, I was like making it a joke because like, dude, the Sin Smugglers, right? You know how like, it's like such a specific thing. Like, imagine, just like, you know like how people call their partners like mommy and daddy in bed? Just imagine you're like in the middle of like, you know, like laying it down, right? And then all of a sudden your fucking girlfriend or something is like, oh my god, like, what do you want me to call you? Like, whatever, like, she's like, oh my god, daddy, and you're just like, no, don't call me that. Call me the Sin Smuggler. Girl, that's so funny. That's so funny. Oh god. Like I said, that's legit it. That's all it's such an irrelevant topic. It's just, girl, it's so good. It's, I mean, obviously not good. Like, the book is shit probably, but like, and it's obviously like racist and stuff, but like, dude, it's just so, it's so fucking like comedic. I can't, like, again, jokes write themselves, you know what I mean? I cannot not talk about it. Like, I'm sorry, I just had to. But yeah, checked it off. Also, I love how I'm like fucking closing my iPad. Like, I'm not gonna like fucking lose it in like 2 milliseconds. But like I said, bro, obviously don't read the book and like support this fucking guy who's probably been dead, but like for like so many years. But like, I just wanted to like mention it and just like show y'all, because bro, this sin smugglers, I think I'm, you know what, I take it back, I'm not gonna use that, that's actually crazy. But like, imagine instead of your partner being so evident about like, or adamant about like calling you daddy or like mommy or whatever, you just say, oh my god, can I like please call you the sin smuggler, bro? Just, oh fuck, that's so good. Anyways, well, I actually wanted to talk about, oh yeah, going back into, like, not going back into, but like, I think one of the final topics, and it has to be final because I've been rambling for an hour and 40 minutes, 41 now, I just saw my fucking thing. But yeah, I did read, like, I'm slowly, like, starting to, like, so, change of subject, by the way, right, but, I've, like, been trying to get back kind of into, like, I guess my Substack era, you know what I mean? By the way, this is my Substack. I'll put it anywhere on screen if you want to follow me. I posted like one shitty poem on there a while ago. I don't think I received any traction, but honestly, I think it's better that way. I hope it stays that way. But I've been like recently trying my best to like get back into like the whole Substack game, if that is even a thing. I just have been like trying to use it more so I don't delete it off my fucking phone and iPad, but shocker, there's the good shit on there, obviously, and there has been like a few articles that I kind of like want to talk about and stuff. I'm not gonna read all of it, but like you should definitely check it out. So it's more like dreams Substack recommendation corner. That's a long ass title, I have to work on that, but you know what I mean. I'm not always gonna do this, by the way, but like, I mean, who knows, we'll see, we'll find out. What else? But I think there's like one or two specifically that I feel like were really well written and that I really want to talk about. I think I'm actually going to talk about like two specific ones, right? One of them I think I posted on my story a while ago, but yeah. So I think I'm going to read like certain parts of it. I'm going to read like the beginning of it, like before the actual like image thing at the bottom. So that can go check it out. But yeah, so the first one that I actually really liked and I highly recommend y'all read is by the author, I'm gonna butcher it, Saoun. Notes from Saoun. I'm gonna put their profile on screen, I'm so sorry, but like, I have to learn how to pronounce shit so bad, but like, they wrote a phenomenal article by the title of I'm Not Really Into Politics, right? Where it essentially talks about political, or like not political, it talks about like people who consider themselves to be apolitical, which is horseshit. Like, it's bullshit. It's legit bullshit. Like, I'm not even exaggerating. If you here's the thing, dude. I have this thing. It's like, this is just like in my opinion, but it's just this time I think it's just true. So take it how you will. But like, bro, I'm sorry. If you not complain, but if you state or tell me that you consider yourself to be apolitical or moderate or whatever of the sort, right? I will automatically, I can also promise you this, I will automatically assume that you're right. I will automatically assume that you're a Republican. I will like immediately, like fucking clockwork assume that. Cause like, what does that mean? You know? Like, what the fuck does that even mean? What do you mean? Like, oh my god, I'm actually like, I don't really care about politics. But what? Like, what do you mean? What do you mean? Anyways, I feel like this episode is just me, like, feeling like the fucking Jennifer Lawrence meme all the time, but...
What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean?
Anyways, I'm gonna read the first thing, and then obviously I'm gonna, like... if I post this episode on YouTube, which I feel like I will probably, like, link it somewhere, but it's a really good article, y'all should read it. But yeah... again, I'm just gonna read like a little bit of it. It starts as followed. I've always been an opinionated person for as long as I can remember. Having lived in both the UK and Nigeria, I've been exposed to vastly different political climates. Why do I read like a grandma? I'm apologizing in advance. Both of which have shaped my understanding of injustice. These experiences essentially radicalized me against systematic inequalities. So, when I discuss political topics or human rights issues, and someone responds with, I'm not really into politics, it forces me to reconsider how they engage with the world. So that's essentially how it starts. Like I said, I don't want to like plagiarize their work. So obviously, if you're like interested in the article or read it yourself, you should. It's phenomenal. She does a great job, and legit never agreed more with someone. Like, I'm not even exaggerating, that it like frustrates me every time, because like the fact that those people also exist in real life, I think that's like a specific thing that like just angers me, because like there's just, dude, the state of our world is just so fucked up, like almost, some might say, beyond recovery, and I'm close to actually saying that or believing it. Like, how can you just random say, oh, I don't really care about politics? What? Like, I don't get it. I seriously don't understand people like that. And I mean, it's like obvious. I feel like the more privileged you are, the more inclined you are to like consider yourself to be apolitical, whatever that bullshit is, right? But like, just say you're right? Like, I don't really understand people who are just like, oh my god, guys, I'm apolitical, because they're like obviously scared that they're gonna get canceled. Just say you're right-winged, bro. It's that fucking simple. Like, it's that easy. Saves me a lot of fucking time, right? To like be less angry, or like more angry, but like, you know what I mean? I don't even know how to explain it, but like, just say, it's obvious. Both of us know what you're thinking. Both of us know exactly that you feel like I belong in the kitchen. Just say it. Just say it. It's okay, okay? Like, it's okay for you to be, well, it's not okay for you to be right, but dude, I just feel like it's such a pussy move for you to like consider yourself apolitical, but like not have the like ball sacks to like say, oh, I'm actually like right-winged, right? Girl, at least the fucking right people are honest, right? For the most part. Legit, not even bare minimum level, but like, I hate their guts, but you know what I mean? Anyways, again, great article, you should read it. I will probably like link it on YouTube or something if I can, but that's that. The one that I'm actually like gonna talk about like as like a final wrap up to this episode that I would like seriously recommend y'all read. It's really good. It's by, I think their name is, or handle is, Good Damage, and they published this 9th of August of this year, titled The Paradox of Craving to be Seen but Fearing Being Known. So again, I felt insanely called out by this one, in honestly a good way, right? I do like realize that I am exactly this particular way with like almost everyone, but like, I don't know, it's just like kind of crazy for someone to call you out in a very like nice, like proper manner and sophisticated manner. You're just like, damn, bro, I guess I am a shit person, you know? But like, I have to like see when I'm gonna read the, like, so when I'm gonna read it. This one actually it's structured a bit differently. I think I'm gonna read like the first paragraph, because I feel like that's a nice, like, not conclusion, but you know what I mean? I feel like it gives y'all an idea. So I'm just gonna like read it. We live in a quiet, often unspoken tension. The aching desire to be truly seen. I have to move my mic closer. Hello there. I'm just gonna reread it. We live with a quiet, often unspoken tension. The aching desire to be truly seen, understood, and accepted. Yet simultaneously, the impulse to hide, to hold back, to keep parts of ourselves locked away from others' eyes. It's a paradox many of us know all too well. We expect to be known, to be loved fully, but resist the vulnerability that comes with allowing others to know the real us. So that's essentially how it starts, with my very much grandma, 90-year-old way of reading shit. But again, it's a phenomenal article, as I said. Like, both of those, you should definitely read it. They're great. I'm gonna link them, I think, mainly in like the like YouTube version of this upload, but or YouTube upload version of this. Wait, that doesn't make sense. I'm gonna link it in the YouTube video version of this. There you go. But I just had that so much when like growing up, for instance. I didn't specifically like seek validation from kids my age. Well, maybe I did. But I feel like with that, it was like mainly a process of like, let me move her back a little bit. But like with that, it was like mainly, like I think class, because here's the thing, to be open for a second, right? Like I grew up, I don't like saying fat, but like I grew up overweight, right? And like throughout majority of my life, I was overweight. I actually like lost weight relatively recently, I think like 5-6 years ago, which in my eyes is recent, so don't fucking do that shit, okay? Don't mention that. But like, something I had, especially like in elementary school and like middle school and whatnot, is I tried so hard to like fit in with other groups. And I remember one time I told the story to like a friend of mine recently as well, but like it is funny, y'all can gladly laugh on it because I find it kind of funny still. But like one time I went out with, they weren't really my friends either, they were just kind of like my classmates who I wanted to be friends with because I didn't have anyone, I'm not even exaggerating. And one time we went to hang out and two of the girls I think wanted to take sunset pics, and like they also, so we like did that, and they also took one of me, and theirs looked like very decent and like aesthetic. And bro, when I tell you, mine looked like straight up like the fucking solar eclipse. I shit you not. Again, y'all can laugh. It's okay. It's okay. You can gladly laugh, okay? But you can gladly laugh with it. As I've said, like I'm over it. It's fucking hilarious to me. But like when I tell you, my soul was crushed. My soul was crushed in that moment. I'm telling you. But like, I mean, I expected it, but like obviously actually seeing that, especially when you're like going through a lot of shit, especially mentally, like it is not great. It's not great at all. But yeah, that's like kind of the first moment and stuff. But like again, you could say that I had that with kids, but like with kids, pause, what? But I mainly experienced like that particular part, like wanting to be seen and stuff. That has happened to me once in my life. And bro, when I tell you I lost my fucking marbles, that's a different category. I might talk about that particular story and like my first like love, not crush, but like first love. If it fits, I'm open about it, but you know, some other time, not the time right now for that, because I've been yapping for legit 2 hours. It's not even exaggerating. I'm not exaggerating. Anyways. But like I said, I just had that. I feel like I have that a lot where I just like seek validation specifically from like well, I guess you could say like authority figures or like people significantly older than me. Not even in a romantic sense usually, just like regular, like I've had this thing where like I've been labeled off and still kind of am being labeled off as like a teacher's pet or like whatever. And honestly, bro, I agree. Like I've mainly, here's the thing, I didn't do it in specifically because like I just, like it was for grades. It wasn't even grade related. I just like wanted to be seen by someone that could technically be my parent, because the fact that my parents are really like emotionally unavailable, which is great. But I feel like that's why I tend to like cling, especially if I like have a like authority figure, like teacher or whatever, lecturer, well, lecturer not, but like, you know what I mean, like a teacher who like sees me for who I am and like sees my soul essentially, right? Like I will hold on to that a lot more than like any other type of relationship. But like I said, I had that with like, but like that's just generally speaking, right? Like I also had that once or twice with like a romantic in a romantic setting with a guy like decently older than me, but like that's not really related to, it was weird, dude. Like we'd never really like talked on a romantic basis, but like I was still losing my shit. That's what I'm trying to say. But I don't know, dude, like I genuinely felt like, without trying to like sound like those fucking people on like TikTok a while back that were just like romanticizing or making an aesthetic out of like Fleabag, for instance. Great show, you should watch it. It's definitely worth the hype. And saying like, oh my god, I'm just like Fleabag. No, oh my god, my nail. But like it wasn't even just, I mean, here, to be completely transparent, I specifically felt like, even though like, again, for instance, with that, like with my first ever love, right, even though like nothing really obviously happened between us, because we didn't talk in a romantic manner, this happened a while ago, by the way. I just want to preface that for people who like I know in real life and they're like, right, this happened a long time ago, so like just keep that in mind. But I don't know, it felt like I was like in that final like scene between like the priest and like Fleabag and the priest, right, at the end of season 2. Spoiler alert, right? But like at the same time it's not a spoiler, because like that's the one scene you always see in edits. So like it's the fucking scene when like it's Fleabag says, oh, I love you, and the priest is like, it'll pass, you know. Never passes, dude. It never does, I'm telling you.
I love you. It'll pass.
But yeah, that's kind of I lost my train of thought again. But I don't know, dude. Like, that's like the first time. I feel like a lot of girls just, again, 19 theories real, I would say, but like to a certain extent. But at the same time, I don't know what it is, dude. It was honestly incredible, like the dopamine rushes you get whenever someone like sees you for like not just who you are, but like just sees like you as a human being, and just like sees your potential, and just sees your soul, just like so many of these incredible things, and just like acknowledges your existence so much more than just like saying, oh hi, you're there, you know what I mean? I can't even explain it. I feel like it's kind of, I don't know if it makes sense. I'm actually not gonna say it, but like it's comforting, dude, and you kind of cling to it like how I did. And but I guess you could say I kind of am like a less dramatic version of like Summer from 500 Days of Summer, because I'm definitely not like that. Like, I am a yearner, definitely, but like I am not, I am definitely avoidant, right? And the thing with me is, if any guy just randomly like comes forward to me now and it's like, oh my god, like I love you, or like I really want to date you, whatever, for some random reason, it's gonna take me a long ass time for me to be like, oh okay, I reciprocate, you know what I mean? It's, for me, like, yeah, I can finally like I can find someone physically attractive, but like for me to like actually date someone, I either like need to obviously like be romantically attracted to them, or I have to yearn for them like the fucking, like a fucking knight yearns for like the princess of his kingdom, you know what I mean? Like, that's the fucking level I have to reach. Like, this is like the okay, I'll date you level, and this is the fucking not optimal for me, but like it also kind of is unofficial, you know what I mean? Like, this is the fucking level that I have to be for me to be like, yeah, okay, let's just date, you know what I mean? Because like, I don't know what it is, like I just have that part about me, but like whenever someone sees me and stuff, I kind of, I don't know what it is. I feel like I don't necessarily retreat, but like I will definitely second guess my actions a lot more, and I get attached to people like that a lot more. So like, long story short, or sometimes as I like to say, short story long, that's also why I felt so fucking not offended, but like called out with this article. I would not feel offended because it's an incredible article, as I said, and I would never fucking do that because, right? But like, that's my Apple Pencil, but yeah, I just read it. Like I said, like being seen is like something, but like when you're seen, you're also kind of like, okay, for me personally, this is at least how I feel. I feel like there's always like a like ticking time bomb. You know that meme of that fucking rabbit with a clock that's like all roads lead to Rome or some shit? That's me. That's me whenever someone like sees or appears to like see me as it like my soul and stuff like that. I'm just like, okay, like it's gonna be a limited time until like you are gonna start thinking about me differently. So that's why I don't really like second guess, but like I definitely get lost in the sauce, I guess, quite a bit in that category. But like I said, that's we can talk about that, or I can definitely like talk about it some other time, but like I've been yapping for legit 2 hours at this point. I have no clue I'm gonna edit this, as I've said tremendously, like excessively throughout this fucking first episode, right? And again, let me take this off so I feel like I've accomplished something in my life. But that's essentially it for the first episode of the podcast with the same ass name, right? Like I said, please feel free to follow me on Spotify, TikTok as well, because I will probably share clips from this very creative podcast. I'm very aware of that. And yeah, also Instagram. Like I said, my Instagram handle is, I forgot my own Instagram handle. It's dream.zip_. Feel free to follow me. Will I post about the podcast there? Maybe. I might just be like, hey, yo guys, new episode is out. Please watch it or please don't. Like, give me money or some shit. Anyways, but all jokes aside, yeah, thank you so much for tuning into the first ever episode of That's Essentially It. We're done. We're done. I'm done, definitely. But yeah, it was honestly a blast, dude. Fun fact, actually, knowing how much I talk, I still didn't expect myself to like be able to talk this much this episode, so very pleased with that. Very pleased with that. Again, thank you so much for tuning in. I have no idea what the next episode is going to be about, because I just like to live life on the edge, I suppose, okay? But yeah, this was so much fun. I enjoyed myself a little too much, I think. And yeah, feel free to support me in any way that you wanna, even if it's just by commenting hateful things, because that still gives me engagement. So thanks, girls. But yeah, so I hope you have a great rest of your day, evening, whenever and wherever you're watching this. In the middle of fucking your partner, I'm perfectly fine. Feel free to hit me up for a threesome. Joking. Am I? Whatever. Dude, this is why I need a script, you know what I mean? But yeah, so this was your host, Dream. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, gentle individuals, thank you so much. Have a great day. And yeah, that's essentially it. Bye bye.